Come on! Into the ruddy final, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Football Therapy. With me, your host, Jan. We've signed an absolute demon in Joao, Pedro, dunking on his former club. A beautiful brace of golazzos. Couple of postage stamps there from the 23-year-old Brazilian who's got Nico Jackson sweating. Heck, he's got Delap sweating. And my word, he had me sweating with those finishes. What a couple of goals. Chelsea, too much for Fluminense on the day, eliminating the final Brazilian team. And into the final, Maresca, second final as Chelsea manager, and technically his first season. And we're looking good, man. Things are looking good. There's a lot of talking points. I'm very pleased with some players. There's lots to pick out of this game. Players who started, players who didn't start, a shiny new striker, a rusty old goalkeeper, and into the final, money made. Look, if we meet PSG in the final, and let's be real, we don't know at time of recording, it will probably be PSG. I think we'll likely lose to them because they are the best football team in the world right now, and they've been resting Ousmane Dembele, Ballon d'Or frontrunner, so he can start this game, and they are just incredible. You know, an amazing front three, an amazing midfield, an amazing back line with world-class fullbacks, and a really good goalkeeper. Must be nice. You know, we'll have a puncher's chance, but I kind of feel like we've done really well to get to the final. The money's been made, certainly the most of it, which is a really great achievement from Chelsea and Maresca. Look, if somehow Real Madrid beat PSG, I'll feel a lot more confident about our chances if they somehow finesse PSG in the semi-final, which could happen. But look, we're not looking ahead to then. We're looking at this game and the fact how we've qualified for the Club World Cup final. Guys, welcome back to Football Therapy. Thank you for joining me. Thank you as always for supporting the content. We're going to do some Joao Pedro loving, baby. So drop a like on the video if you're feeling good. And thank you for subscribing. If you're new, lots of people don't subscribe that watch all the time. So why not subscribe, eh? Come on. Alright, let's do this. Let's jump into the sofa score for reference. Here we are. Attacking momentum meter, as you can see in the top left of your screen here. Predominantly Chelsea, but a little flutter of Fluminense. Of course, a little bit at the end as well when we were 2-0 up. It was in scorching conditions. I think it was like 34 degrees Celsius. A couple of cooling breaks, but it was very, very hot. Just while I remember, there was a halftime interview on DAZN with Tosin, and he was just like, why are you talking to me? It was just really hot, like, yeah, it wasn't a penalty on the Trev. We'll get into that. Yeah, it's really hot. It's pretty much like, why are you talking to me? Leave me alone. I'm dying. Fun. Yes, so this is how it went down. It's the 3-5-2, or should we say 3-4-1-2 of Fluminense with Captain Thiago Silva. Unsurprisingly, the sofa score's highest rated Fluminense player was really good. 40 years old and just still so good. I mean, let's give him his flowers right now. He made like a really intelligent defensive header that was really risky in terms of an own goal. He was just intelligent positioning. He marshals everyone. The fact how he still looked just the best player on the Brazilian side of the pitch. Just tells a massive story, and he just deserves immense credit. Now, Chelsea, how did we play? Well, a few things surprised me. Not Rob Sanchez in goal. We knew Chalobah and Tosin would play. I pretty much called that in my preview. Gusto played instead of Reece James. I thought James might be ready to go because of his social media post, but Gusto, and he played a lot better than he has done of late. We'll speak about that. Cucurella, Fernandes captaining on the day until James came on. Moises Caicedo, of course, not suspended. Did come off injured at the very end. We can talk about that. Cole Palmer, and a front three of Pedro Neto. Probably our player of the tournament so far. He was really good in this game, and indeed last game, without scoring or assisting. Essentially devastating, high-octane, fast runs in behind, and amazing dribbles. He's just looked really, really good. Joao Pedro, the man, the guy who might surprise everyone with two absolute belters in the only two goals of the game. And Christopher Nkunku playing on the right wing, which I did not have on my bingo card. To be honest, I didn't have him being brought to America. I certainly didn't have him playing a lot, especially at left wing, and now indeed right wing. Lowest ranked player for Chelsea in the starters, possibly, no, not all who featured, but in the starters. And he very much was right wing. He did sort of move over to the left sometimes, as you can see here on the heat map, but very much right wing. So let's just get a little idea of how this shaped up. So Cucurella sort of tucked in to play the left centre back in a back three in possession. You can see his moments where he inverted slightly, but generally he made that made the left side of the back three, which means Tosin played the centre of the back three, as you can see there on the heat map, which means Trevoh Chalobah played the right centre back of the back three, and Gusto, well, kind of playing as a right back. Remember, in recent games, we've seen Cucurella holding the width on the left, and the other three creating a back three. This is Malo Gusto holding the width on the right, as you can see the dark spot of the heat map, but also there's moments of inverting, and yeah, he played pretty well. We'll do player performances in just a moment. Caicedo, all-action central defensive midfielder. Enzo Fernandez, left pocket predominantly, which means Cole Palmer, sort of right pocket predominantly, but with license to go over to the left. Pedro Neto, ostensibly just a left winger. And Nkunku, like I said, a bit of either side. And Joao Pedro, that is... Look at the touch map of Joao Pedro. That is what you call a false nine. But a false nine, not just like a Roberto Firmino facilitator. I'm talking about a false nine scoring golazzos and playing like a striker. Didn't celebrate either of his goals, of course, because he made his... So he became a senior footballer at Fluminense before he moved to Watford. Substitute appearances from Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, Andre Santos, Noni Madueke, Arsenal bound, potentially, Reece James, and indeed Nico makes his return to Chelsea football. Yeah, man. So that was the lineups. We'll speak about player performances. Chelsea slightly edging it on possession, probably letting them have a little bit more of the ball when we're ahead. 3 big chances. I don't think necessarily either of Joao Pedro's goals were big chances, so I don't know what these... I think one of them was Nico Jackson when he should have squared it absolutely to Cole Palmer. Have a little bit of sympathy to him because he's so I think he's very worried, bless him, about the situation, and he probably should be. And then Chelsea had 5 more shots to Fluminense. Yeah, man, look, they're a formidable opponent. Ultimately, they defend well, and, you know, we were favourites to win this game. We won the game. So let's just timeline it before we talk about player performances. Joao Pedro scoring the golazzo in the 18th minute, or the 1 of 2. I mean, it's an amazing goal. It falls to him a little bit, and he just literally whips it top bins. It is a postage stamp top right of the goal. The goalkeeper can't do anything. It's an amazing hit. He doesn't celebrate. He's very quick to not celebrate. He's like, no, not celebrating. You know, from Fluminense, you know, just want to show respect. I've scored an absolute bell. First start for Chelsea, by the way. A few minutes off the bench last game, and everyone was like, oh, he looks good, didn't he? He looks good. A few minutes off the bench, you know, squared a ball to someone that should have scored if memory serves. But first start, first goal, absolute belter, one must say. Now, there was a penalty cancelled in the 36th minute, and effing right, it was cancelled. It was a ball that hit Trev's hand that was literally by his hip bone. So, yeah, and he's still trying to move his hand away. So if that's given, it's literally like if the ball's coming towards you, you amputate both your arms temporarily. So rightly, VAR called him over. He had a look. He was like, yeah, that's no way a penalty, which it wasn't. A couple of changes after half-time. He does it again. This time there's an assist credited to Enzo Fernandez, who, by the way, they're tallying up this season. He's got a load of assists and goals, Enzo Fernandez. And there's another one here. Let's not let that get lost in the wash. I don't think he had the greatest game. So as you can see here in the starters, I said it was Nkunku, but Enzo as well didn't have the greatest game. I actually don't think Caicedo had the greatest game either, by his immense standards. I'm not saying he had a bad game, but you know we're so used to him being amazing. He certainly wasn't that today, but it was of course excruciating heat, and he's just come back into the side. But yeah, Fernandez assisting Joao Pedro, and look, man, like again, it's an absolute belter. It kisses the crossbar and goes in. It's such a satisfying goal. And at this point, social media explodes like, what have Chelsea bought? Oh God, they've bought, rival fans. They've bought an absolute demon. He's doing bits. He's incredible. He scores in the 56th minute, and again he begins to celebrate because he's like, "Oh my God, I'm sick! I've done it again!" But then he mutes himself. He's like, "No, I'm not celebrating. I'm not doing that in this game." But I tell you, that second one, he was off. He wanted to do it, but he did reel it in. He managed to reel it in, but you could tell he fancied it. He does. He gets hacked down in about a matter of seconds after by Nonato in the 59th minute. Of course, scored in the 56th. And then so at that point, Maresca's thinking, like, none of that, mate. I'm not having any of these Brazilians ruin my boy because I'm definitely starting him in the final. So he brings Nico back on, gives Nico a decent amount of time. Go on, mate. You're off the naughty step. Run about a bit. He did look, apart from making a poor decision with not squaring it to Palmer, which was a bad mistake, I get why he's like just desperate to be like, look, guys, I've got, we'll speak about player performances. More substitutes. Madueke comes on. James comes on. Yes. Sanchez booked for time wasting. Santos comes on for Fernandez. Probably for me should have happened a little bit earlier. He did look good as well, Santos. And Dewsbury Hall, who's very much a willing runner, coming on for Nkunku. And then worryingly, Caicedo coming off injured. Now, let's just deal with Caicedo. Pray, cross every finger that he's fit. He did look like he was sort of talking to Maresca, like sort of looking like he tried to come back on and then came off. So I kind of think hopefully he's okay. It's so important he starts. I really, really hope he'll be available for the final. It's so important. Maresca will say in his post-match press conference, we'll talk about it in Chelsea News tomorrow. Let's talk about player performances then. Is there anyone off the bench that I want to speak about? I'll speak about maybe Nico. Rob Sanchez, let's do it quickly. Look, respect to Sanchez. He's part of a team that's been playing well at the end of last season and indeed this Club World Cup. He won a trophy with Chelsea. He's part of the team. He's a good guy. I don't want him as my goalkeeper. He made mistakes. Again, I see it. I'm not slagging him off. I'm not cutting him off. He just is what he is. I want a new goalkeeper. That's not going to change. If we go into next season with him, I'll be very worried. We'll deal with that as and when. There's literally no point spending time in this match analysis saying, we should get him out. It's just pointless. Most of us know the situation. Cucurella, amazing. Second highest rated player on the pitch. Loads of good stats. 4 out of 4 aerial duels as well. Well, you can't see. 4 out of 4 aerial duels. And he's little, bro. So, very impressive. 75% of his ground duels won. Lots of tackles, interceptions. I think he had a shot that wasn't too far wide as well. Both of the centre-backs very pleased with. Tosin is slowly winning. Well, he's probably rather quickly won all the hearts of Chelsea fans now. I don't think any Chelsea fan would be happy to see him go. Obviously, he's like Palmer's bestie off the pitch as well, and he's been very good for Palmer finding form again, apparently. So, yeah, Tosin is the guy. He's the boy. He will get plenty of time because he's seemingly third choice centre-back behind Levi. And I guess Chalobah in the absence of Fofana. I think they're still profiling Fofana as the starter. But Tosin's there, man. Gusto. Now, Gusto, a lot better. As you can see there, he held a lot of width like he used to under Pochettino. He nearly scored a goal. He's going to score one day. I can feel it in my balls. He will do it one day. I think he's much better. He'd been playing really significantly poorly for months to a point where it reached a crescendo when he was having like stinkers on the pitch. Not today, deserves the flowers. Well done. Like I said, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, I won't speak about them. They played okay. They're in excruciating heat. They're playing as leaders and physical midfielders, etc., etc. Not their best games. Didn't need to be in the end. Palmer played really well, I think. Wow, look at this. 100% passes. 3 key passes, which is really strong. Only passed one cross, but then again, long ball accurate, created a big chance. Strong man. He had a really good game. He was doing a lot of Cruyff turns in front of a very disciplined defense that kept moving. He retained possession and kept Cruyff turning. He was good, man. Nkunku, I was frustrated with. But again, he looks like he's trying. He's part of a team. He won 50% of his ground duels. He missed a big chance. There you go. That's one of the big chances missed. Let me just quickly check. It's got to be Nico that's big chances missed as well. Dribble attempts, shots, big chances missed. Yeah, one. So there you go. And Nkunku and Jackson are the big chance he missed. I don't know who the third player is. But Nkunku, like I genuinely just think it's a shop window thing. Like it's we're playing him to remind the world who's watching that he's a starting level player in a team that can get to the final of the Club World Cup. Come buy him, and apparently Bayern are interested in him again. I wonder if it's down to the injury of Musiala, but we will see. Neto, I think Neto's been our player of the tournament. Incredible, obviously playing as just a left winger here. He showed 4 dribbles, very, very good. 100% of his passes, very, very good. Majority of his crosses completed, made a key pass. Yeah, just super good, man. He was frustrated because he was showing for the ball quite a lot and he wasn't getting it as well. He just looks like he absolutely fancies it all tournament. 3 goals. Even when he's not scoring, he looks like an absolute danger to everyone. Like the way he's just constantly dribbling and running in behind. He looks like an absolute menace. Right wing, left wing, doesn't matter. He just looks sick. Out of the substitutes, I will talk about... So we got Kean Dewsbury-Hall, just a runner. Santos looked good in this very short cameo. We know he's a good player. We want to see more of him. Noni Madueke, we'll speak about him in Chelsea news. Arsenal bound, possibly. Reece James, protecting him. Captain, played a good half hour. 32 minutes here. Fine. Good. Nico Jackson comes on. He's just desperate, isn't he? He's desperate. He knows he's let the team down with his 2 red cards. I think we've won, like... I don't know the stat. Like it's a crazy, like, 15 to 20 games... Like, we've won all of them except 2 losses, and those 2 losses are the 2 games Nico Jackson got a red card, Newcastle and Flamengo. I know Flamengo were set up poorly as well, but who knows what would have happened if we had 11 players, and I would say the Newcastle game's on him. So not digging him out. I think he's been broadly very good for Chelsea. But yeah, you look at that, he'll be looking at those 2 losses with him being sent off. He'll be looking at naughty step, and he'll be looking at Joao Pedro. And he's a good player, Jackson, when he's vibing, when he's feeling himself and vibing. He ain't doing that right now. He's panicking, so I have a little sympathy for him. He could be sold. I'm not sure he will be. Joao Pedro, though, I mean, baller. Apart from the 2 golazos, he just looks good. He floated around. Stats aren't necessarily that strong apart from the goals. But what else do you want when you've got the absolute cojones on you to take shots like that and score them accurately? We've just got a goal scorer. Like, he's never had like insane high goal tallies. But he's played for Brighton and Watford. He's 23 years old. This could be like his time. Do you know what I mean? I'm very, very excited about him. We should all be very, very excited about him. And into the final. Guys, let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Keep it locked, man. Daily videos here. So if you do subscribe, hit the bell. See you back here soon. Peace.